Howdy everyone, and welcome back to The More You Grow. I'm out here in front of my orchard area here at the farm, and I wanted to show you some new fruit trees I got in just recently. We got them planted, but I want to talk about what I've got, where I put them, and then I wanted to show you what's going to be coming up at the back of the orchard area that I'm really looking forward to in the next couple of videos. So let's go check it out. I'm riding around out here on the farm right now on my scooter. This is what I kind of use to get around because my wheelchair doesn't make it through the stickers all that well when you get them in your hands. But to show you what I ordered some trees from Willis Orchards. This is my first time ordering from them, but they seem to have a lot of good variety, so I thought I'd give them a try. I normally try to order a little bit more local as far as nurseries go, but thought I'd give it a shot. And it seemed to be pretty good trees that I got. There's a few that were a little smaller than I was expecting, but I should have paid more attention to that. So I wanted to get some more variety into the orchard. I've had some apple trees and some pear trees and one or two peach trees, and I thought I wanted to get something a little bit different, try something new. So I went ahead and ordered from them because they had all the varieties I was kind of looking for in one place where I didn't have to order from multiple nurseries. And we're just gonna give them a shot. So let me take you over here and show you one of the newest things that I've got going on in the orchard area. So to start off with, this is the variety I'm probably most excited about. This fruit tree is an angel red pomegranate. And this pomegranate I'm really excited about. One, I've always wanted to try to grow some pomegranates just because I know they will grow in my region from time to time. There's been a few people that have done it, but it's not all that common, so I want to give it a shot. And this variety will grow from zone 7 to 11, and we're in zone 7B to 8A. We're literally right on the line. So it's already done really well so far. Just because we've had some temperatures down in the 20s, we're gonna have some sleet and snow and some cold temperatures again, so we'll see how it manages. But I'm really excited about this variety because of one of the key features to it. Most of the time when you eat pomegranates, you have to just kind of eat the fruit from around the seeds and you have to spit out a ton of seeds. So they're kind of a lot of work and they're kind of a pain to eat, even though they're delicious. This variety, the seeds were developed to be so soft or soft enough that they can just be crunched along with the rest of the fruit. They can be eaten all together. I love it when I can get some pomegranate seeds from the store that a lot of times they come in the Palm Wonderful cups. I really like those because the seeds are soft enough I can just chew them up. I like to do that. I like the way that the crunch is and the texture. So I wanted to get a variety that would give me something the same way. So I have the Angel Red Pomegranate. It's doing really well so far. We'll see how it does. I have another pomegranate over here I want to show you and kind of give you some details on that. So the next fruit tree I have here may be just a little bit hard to see because it is very, very small. I should have paid closer attention. I should have ordered a little bit larger one, but it may do fine. We're gonna see. We're gonna see how it goes, but this is the Utah Sweet Pomegranate. I'm really, really excited about this variety just because, one, it's a little bit hardier than the Angel Red Pomegranate. It's hardy from zone 6 to 10, I believe. And it's a really unique pomegranate because it's not a red pomegranate. It is more of a orangey pink color as far as the fruit goes, and the fruit inside is more of a pink shade, like a blush color, rather than the dark red. It's very, very sweet based on the name and based on the description we can see from it. And it also has very soft seeds. It's one of the reasons why I chose this. Again, this is a little bit smaller than I'd like to start with for a fruit tree, but we're gonna give it some good care, try to take care of it and see what we can get done. But you can order larger sizes. I should have gone up a few more dollars and got a little bit larger size, but I think it's gonna be okay. It's still healthy, it's still alive. It's just gonna take a little bit longer to get bigger. So I'll keep you updated on the pomegranates and see how they go. But let's move on over to the next fruit tree we have here in the orchard that I ordered from Willis Orchards. So here is the next fruit tree we have planted up here. I have a little bit of a story with this one. This is a Belle of Georgia white peach. It was a few years ago I had my very first white peach. Someone handed it to me and said it's gonna change your life. And I'm like, it's a peach. I've had plenty of peaches. I live in Texas. There's not really anything you can do to surprise me. I had a white peach and it was so different, more different than I ever expected. They're much, much sweeter with less acidity. So I really love my yellow peaches, but this was like peach ring candy. And I've not had this specific variety before. I don't know what variety of white peach I had, but Belle of Georgia white peaches are a very popular variety. So I got 2 of these trees to see how they do. These are very healthy trees as far as the roots go, and these are a nice size. So I'm really looking forward to it. They have lots of healthy buds on them already. So I'm really looking forward to this. So as this gets a little bit older, we're gonna try to prune it with an open center. That's gonna give it more branches, and more branches mean more peaches rather than like an upright tree. Like you'd see like an apple tree or a pecan tree, something like that. We're gonna try to give this more of an open shape. So we're gonna let it grow for a bit, for a couple of years, and then I will try to prune it up a little bit to give it more of an open center and more branches. So I've got 2 of these. Let me take you down to the next fruit tree that I wanna give a shot, and we'll talk about what that is. So this last tree here is a Fuyu Persimmon. And I'm really excited about this tree because I love the taste of persimmons, but one thing I've never been able to get over was the texture of persimmons. But that's because you have 2 different kinds. You have astringent varieties and non-astringent varieties. So the astringent varieties, they have to be so soft and super ripe before you can ever eat them, to the point where they're mush. That's because they have chemicals inside that give them an astringency, which means it's kind of like if you've had really, really underripe fruit, like green fruit, that sour, take all the moisture out of your mouth kind of experience. That's what astringency means. Fuyu, on the other hand, is in a variety that is non-astringent, which means you can pick them while they are still firm and they will have a wonderful sweetness to them. They don't have that horrible astringency to them that some of the other varieties have. This one, I love Fuyu that I've had in the past that have a crispness to them. They have a really sweet flavor. And this tree is hardy from about zone 6 to 10 or 11. So this should be a variety that will grow here. I'm excited to see how it goes. I've planted one of these before, but I planted it in an area that I couldn't take care of too well, which is the point I always want to make to people that are planting fruit trees. The first thing that you always want to do is make sure to plant them in a place that you can take care of them, or that you will notice them. It really is that the things that you don't see every day, you don't pay attention to. So I try to put it right here by my house. That way I can take care of it, I can keep an eye on it, make sure they stay nice and watered, and so we hope that this is gonna do well. So just to give you an idea of where everything's placed in the orchard, right here in front of us, that is the angel red pomegranate. So right over here, the Utah sweet pomegranate is planted. Right down along this area, right about here, that is a peach that I planted from seed. So I'm giving it a try. I know it doesn't always end up with the best varieties, but you might end up with something new and exciting. So if you want to see how to grow your own peaches from seed, I can do a video about that. Just let me know. Down a little bit further, we have our 2 Belle of Georgia peaches. On the end right down here, that's gonna be where the Fuyu Persimmon is. Okay, here on the left, we also have our fruit trees from last year. So we have a Saturn peach right next to it. We have, I believe, is a Kefir pear. Right past that is a Honeycrisp apple. Beyond that, a little bit further, we have a Moonglow pear. And the last tree on the end is a Fuji apple. So that's going to be exciting to see how they do. They're doing pretty well. I'm going to start trying to take care of them a little bit more, give them some mulch, some fertilizer, things like that. Hopefully they'll do a little bit better this year than they did last year. We'll just have to see. Now that I'm living out here, that's what I'm hopeful for. So now that I live out here, I'm really hopeful that I can take a little bit better care of these trees than I have in the past. It was really hard to come out here when I was working, living my life a little bit, but when I wasn't living out here, it's hard to kind of come take care of these things. So I'm hopeful now that I'm here all the time, I can take a little bit better care of these trees. So one of the things I like to do when I plant new trees, just to kind of give you an idea of what I do, I dig out the hole twice as wide as the tree root base itself, try to give it a little more extra space. And I like to backfill that in with the original soil. A lot of people put compost in. That can be helpful in the short run, but what happens is the roots tend to not want to go out much further into the soil if they got really good soil where they're at. So I try to encourage their roots to go out into the native soil. I add a little bit of fertilizer out away from it, but I like to then water them with something like this, like a root stimulator. So this is a fertilizer in itself, but it also has a rooting hormone aid in it. So just to try to stimulate those roots, I water in with this every so often, about 3.5 tablespoons per gallon. So we try to do that every so often on these trees to kind of give them a head start. So really we're just gonna try to wait and see what happens. We're gonna take care of them the best we can, but you only can do so much until they really get rooted in and take off. So one of the last things that I wanna do is take you here to the end of the orchard to show you what I've got coming up new. So I'm back here at the end of the orchard, guys. You can see the chicken pen behind me, the chicken coop. So you kind of can get an idea of where we are on the farm, hopefully. I'm really excited about this because if you'll remember back from some previous videos, this is where the unfortunate wreckage of our high tunnel was. We built this beautiful high tunnel, 20 foot by 60 foot high tunnel, and took us a year to build it. My dad did all the work with that. I helped where I could, but he did all the work basically. And a month after we finished it, a tornado came through and wrecked the high tunnel just to pieces. And so I'll put a little clip of that up on the video just where you can see what this looked like. I want you to see what this looks like now. This has all been cleared up. We've got it all nice and clean. And the next thing we're gonna do is this is gonna be the site of our staple crop garden. So I have another surprise coming up with a different garden here soon, but this is where I want to grow all the large vegetables, all the staple crops like onions and potatoes. We love turnips here, just all the things like that. We're gonna put in 3 rows back here. We're gonna grow other things besides that, but this is going to be the main garden of the farm, and I can't wait to get that started. I'll bring you all along the entire way to show you everything I'm gonna be doing back here. We've just got it cleared for now, but we're gonna start 3 rows down the middle of this to where we can get some new crops going on this spring. So as I build this, I'll let you know more about it. But if you have any questions about the fruit trees that I've planted, any of the care that goes about it, I will have some more trees coming in soon. I want to do a video on how to plant new bare root trees, so be looking forward to that. But if you have any more questions, leave it down in the comments. But if you like this video, be sure to hit that like button and let me know what you'd like to see in some future videos, what you'd like to see happen back here at this garden maybe. What kind of fruit trees would you possibly like to see in the orchard if I still have space? Just let me know down in the comments anything you would like to see here on the channel in future videos. If you haven't done so yet, be sure to go subscribe to us on Facebook and Instagram. That's where I'm going to try to post a little bit more regular content as far as just day-to-day content on Instagram, and would love to see y'all over there. So until next time, I hope you'll join me right here on The More You Grow.